Hi, Ashley. If you want to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. I've got your Inkblot here made in your name and essence. If you would like to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time and terms for shapes or symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Ashley, thank you so much. I'm going to close my eyes here, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Ashley, if I may, thank you for holding space and for allowing me to share my insights of what I see, sense, and feel as I empathically explore your abstract aura. It'll always be a little cryptic in nature, but I'm sure you're used to that by now as I explore and creatively channel. Okay, previously before your Inkblot, and I'm going to turn it because I did write there's stuff on the back for you. A few things came through. I call them my scry scribes or scry scribbles. And mother came through, be careful, grandfather, an axe, and hire more water, which really made me feel like maybe drink more water, or you're highly empathic and there's an elevation going on, and you may have a mother and grandfather in spirit. The message that came through with the mother was be careful, and the grandfather was more in relation to the axe. Maybe those resonate with you. It's not a psychic reading, so I try my best not to put too much of my stank on it, but if the spirits step forward, I do try to explore. And I am seeing, again, as soon as I come into your Inkblot here, I say that right, and then whatever. Thank you for holding space for me to freely explore. More importantly, when you receive it or take that screenshot, to see, sense, and feel for your own insights. So right off the hop, I am seeing like deep within there is two beings covered in pink love light. This could be that mother and grandfather feeling. Sorry if I muffle the mic. I really am trying to do my best. Okay. They watch over you like little birds. And I say little birds, maybe birds kind of deliver you messages, or very synchronicity. And I'm about to sneeze. I apologize if I do. Okay. It's like I'm being tickled with a feather. That's what it feels like. So maybe you feel that. You feel little tickles of feathers from spirit, and it could be this mother or grandfather. I feel like if the grandfather comes through, like it's very clear and very protective, or very, different day and age type thing, but very domineering. I don't know if this is your mother's father. They feel very different the way they go about things, and yet I could imagine the same. And maybe the message of being careful, and I don't want to get stuck on it, is your mother's very careful and very protective over you against people, places, or things that just don't make you feel well. And if it's not a mother, it could be a grandmother or an auntie, just a prominent female energy that feels like they love you like they are your mother. Very much so, very much so. I don't know if, okay, it's interesting. So with the grandfather, and then it kind of swapped on me. So I'm going to go with the rabbit hole of the swap because, who am I? I'm going to freely say it. I don't know if, it's kind of creepy to say like an axe murder. I mean, I don't know if that's physical, or maybe you just feel like there's just always this fear. It kind of makes me feel like a fear. Sorry, I'm just going to grab a particular deck. Typically, I intuitively grab certain decks, but if it calls for something else, I will listen. Thank you. I don't know if there's a fear about something or something in your family. I don't know. We're here for Ashlie. Thank you. Or if somebody may have taken their own life. Oh, I just said that and then death came out. Oh, Ashlie, okay, first of all, I feel an immense, I was going to say, aside from the information that you provided with me, so thank you very much. It is inspirational. But see all that? It's like, this is what either is or what's coming. Like this, like just a lot of boys, right? It's just a lot of boys, a lot of particular chaotic energy. And yet I feel like your feminine energy can hold its own, definitely. But maybe that's this fear of like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen in the future? And I realize I'm kind of jumping all over the place there, but that's how it's coming through, and it is authentic. Somebody may have, if I can jump back, possibly around you had taken their life. I don't know if that's like a cloud that hangs over you or somebody, but at least it's in the aura. And when I say it's in the aura, it comes from many timelines and points of perception. There is healing going on around that. Ooh, King of Wands. They're putting themselves back together, and I do feel like this is yet another male putting themselves back together. Somebody is also very handy. I don't know if that's somebody in spirit or just is simply in your aura, like your husband or your children. Very handy. And something about teaching them how to be handy. It's almost like I can see, if I may, like the dad energy is like, okay, and this is how you use, an axe or a tool or a drill, and you can build things and provide for yourself and do things. Be strong in your sense of self and being able to provide for oneself. And, then there's like this party going on. Be like, oh, well, I can use this drill for this too, or it makes funny noises. I don't know if that makes sense. But there's like a teaching. And I don't know if that's the like dad energy or the grandfather energy of somebody putting themselves back together. My nose is super, super, super itchy again. I apologize. It's those tickles. Okay, back to the Inkblot. Thank you. Okay. I'm seeing a frog. I don't know if you feel like you haven't had a lot of luck or you've had a lot of luck. It's an interesting way. Okay, we're done there. Thanks. It's an interesting way to feel, if I'm being very honest. It's almost like I'm so lucky and then so not lucky. And it's almost as if I want to like pick one, but I still want to be realistic about it. But is it unlucky? I don't know if it's actually unlucky. It's just a different expression of something that you would like prefer to go one way or something like that. I feel like that was really weird, and it got really, really, really quiet in here. I don't know if you like maybe even like you feel really lucky when things can be a little quiet. You're like, oh, I almost don't know what to do with that. But I feel so lucky when it's quiet. And I don't feel unlucky when it's noisy and chaotic, because it's life. It's life being lived. But too much of one or the other. So I feel very lucky when it's quiet. And I also feel lucky when it's a little crazy. If I've had enough quiet time, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm wandering down. Sorry, I got like lost in the quiet. That was really nice. Really nice. I'm seeing a moose. And it's something about like, I don't know if it's a listening. Maybe that's in the quiet. I don't know, but there's lights. There's lights on the ears of this moose. And this moose is like quite graceful and strong as it strides along. But when it's turned on or turned off, I don't know what that, either which way, I suppose, like head down, it's like, uh-oh. And then I'm seeing almost like jaw drops, like when this, oops, I apologize, this graceful moose to, quite calm and sometimes that's where it makes me feel like verbal emotions come out. I'm like a slingshot. That's how I'm seeing it, like a slingshot. I don't know, I did this like I was bracing for a slingshot to come at me, but that's what it kind of felt like. It's like it'll slingshot out these things. And this could even be in also a protective way if you feel like things are, I don't know if the way you and your family are, like maybe you guys have envious people, envious eyes around you, envy on you, jealousy, something about that, because I feel like this family is tight knit, and there could just be envy, and this slingshot is very protective of this family. You're not afraid to say it. You're not afraid to protect. Like you will be kind and, like graceful, high, like merge in with the rest. And but there's envy. There is envy. But when I tune into the green of envy from that perspective, right? Okay, slingshot. So you step into that role. Okay, that's fine. But then when I come in, it's like so from the perception of somebody else seeing me like green with envy or jealousy or something along that lines. But when I'm in the green that they're seeing, I feel like I'm in the Emerald City. And I'm like, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. That feels lovely. Yeah, I feel, and it's like right here at the top of it, something about a platypus as well, or maybe some sort of duck. Excuse me. There's something about an emotional ceremony that took place in the heart, marriage, relationship, partnership, this, that, or the other. People came from, I don't know if they're from spirit as well. It could even be from spirit, the way I'm seeing it. Something about your connection and your, what is that? Commitment and companionship. It's like a teepee. I don't know how else to say that. It was, it feels, sorry, I'm like really, really involved. Cool. It was really cool. I don't know if you had a cool wedding or your commitment or declaration, etc. I don't want to get stuck in trying to see those specifics, but it was cool. It was cool. And I'm seeing dolphins as well in there. A lot of water. I don't know if you and your partner have like a deep emotional connection, like almost like sometimes it's unspoken, or one of you, bear with me, one of you is very earthly, a lot of green, and somebody else is more emotional. So there's this balancing act, like a frog being able to be on earth and in the water. What is that called? I know there's like a word for it. It's fleeting my mind. That's okay. But between the two of you, you can cover more ground, is how it's feeling. And it, like these spirits of some sorts come in to watch this union. It's interesting, even though there's a physical size difference, like tall to short, this or that, you're actually the same size in spiritual age, if that makes sense, or spiritual space, if that makes sense. That's how I'm seeing it. There's actually quite, and I don't want to say equalness in regards to it being a competition, because that's not what it's about. It's a maturity, a spiritual maturity is at the same space. Oh, I just got really, 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 really cold. Okay, I'm going to wander down here a little bit, and we're going to add on. Oh, we're going up there. Okay. Oh, we're going over there. I love it when there's like little tricks and jokes. See, I don't know if it's like water skiing. We're here for Ashlie. Water skiing or snowboarding or winter or skiing, winter skiing. I don't know, something with that, or maybe you live with it with their snow. But I'm seeing like putting breath on a window, like, and then clearing it off. I don't know if there's something in regards to like a family secret that I kind of want to say, like, is you get to just like kind of not wash it away, but is clearing up in the fog. If you feel like there might have been closure, yeah. Sorry. Some sort of fog that's just clearing up. It might be this male spirit. But I feel like it was like some sort of dark family secret. And I don't know why I keep saying it like that, because it might not even actually resonate that way. Oh, sorry if I shook the camera. I'm seeing like peace signs, and you're like, peace. This comes from that spiritual maturity space. There's also like a flower. I think it's a red rose or a carnation. One of the two, one of the t'other, is handed to you in this space. And what in... I almost wanted to say that like, what in Sam Hell? What is that cartoon character? I think it's from Bugs Bunny, and he's got a mustache, and I think he's got a cowboy hat. He's short, gunslinging. I don't know. I can't remember. That's how I wanted to say it. I don't know what creature this is. It kind of looks like a sphinx, but it also looks like a lion with wings. They are either... okay, so this is in regards to that closure, thank you, to kind of like the winter of this, like Game of Thrones, like a dark winter happened somewhere in the family. So it doesn't even need to, I don't know what part of the ancestry, something along that lines, and maybe I am just somewhere I'm not supposed to be. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to continue to go with it because it's clearing up. And this hybrid sphinx, lion, winged creature is helping clear up the smog of this, for this closure to happen. Okay. I'm going to flip it again. Actually, like, I'm all over the place, up, down, all around, but I'm completely digging it. I'd like to get more on these people who just adore you. These are two people in spirit. They have angel wings. They are definitely in spirit. They are part of your bloodline. What is that? Talent, financial health, and lighten your load. Thank you. Just as I was in and amongst there. Okay, so I feel like maybe you haven't lightened your load in some sort of aspect, but it's coming. Perhaps it's an awareness. Actually, if I hear, maybe it's not this closure thing that happened, that smog clearing of that dark winter. It wasn't for you to carry, is what I'm hearing. It wasn't for you to carry. You did carry it, or you could sense it. You know, and if I could be dramatic, it feels like, again, that lucky, unlucky, like were we, or am I, whatever the case may be, whatever language may or may not resonate, like a curse somehow. no, it wasn't, it's not, it was never meant to be for you. It's like somebody didn't take care of it in their lifetime, and it kind of went into the generational, like a generational curse. And I don't mean to sound dramatic about it, but it actually wasn't yours, and it was taken back. They are putting it back together. The responsibility is now understood. So if there was any fears in regards to that, that might have kept you from moving forward in some sort of aspect, or there was a block in regards to money, I feel like by really lightening up and letting this go, whatever this is, it's because it's not yours. And I feel like that's an odd thing to say. It might be in the lineage, it might be in the ancestral awareness, but it has resumed responsibility with source, return to source. So if you feel like it's coming in, or because it's been such a part of you in some way, shape, or form, when it starts to creep back in out of habit, return to source, because it is actually serving that soul. Yes, bring it all back. I need to put my pieces back together. And you can just return to source. And create, like, it'll become like a talent of yours if you don't already have it in regards to any of this. It might be something you do with other, like even these envious eyes on you, and you're like, no thanks, I don't need that, your bad juju. Return to source. It's kind of like putting the same thing through, but something will like come through, like a breakthrough, some sort of financial wealth or financial health. You might even just have a talent for making money, or whatever you do, you're very, very talented at it, because that's what it's feeling. An immense amount of green. I don't know. I'm like trying to think about the email where we exchanged inspirations, and I thank you for that, but it typically goes blank on me. That's okay. That's okay. I just heard it's multi-talented. Many me's. I feel like you can play a lot of different roles well, but still lighten your load a little bit. Space for your earth angel essence to shine, because I don't know why there's just so much green around you. Even when the greenery is covered by winter, you are the green, you are the growth that's ready to shine in the spring, per se. And that's where the magician's sword comes in. Confidence in your magic. Oh, maybe that's what it's about. Creating that space for your earth angel netcaster, preparations to come to fruition. Like I was saying about that spring. There might be something that you're working on that will grow in the spring. Or there might be something that you put in place as well that will help lighten the load or streamline the way things are run. I don't know if this is in the home or at work, or a combination of the two, like between work and home. It's like cleaning up and lightening the way things are happening. And also something about, like, again, I want to come to the dad figure of teaching different ways. And I'm not saying it has to be the dad, but it's just in your aura, that whether it's the archetype of your energy, stepping forward to be the mom and the dad role, or they're exchanged a lot, because it's like being at work and at home at different times in different places. Maybe you are in different times in different places. I don't know. But there's something about, like, maybe to lighten a load of something. Teaching them how to take care of themselves, like little bits, so that when you're at work and you're coming home, like, it's reminding me of my sister and her kids being relatively young. And I say that, but Anyway, it's not the point. And, you know, like, what's the right time for them to start walking home from school on their own, or coming home, giving them the key, or when to give them a cell phone so they have a little bit more freedom. Teach them how to do the laundry, teach them how to, you know, their point people in their contacts, like starting to bridge that, teaching them those things and then trusting them with it, right? And building that trust with them so that it lightens the load of the parental role to say, okay, because I can't be rushing home from work to make dinner because I get off at this time, let's say, as an example. So like teaching the kids like a routine. So come home, have a snack. So when you get home at 6 or 7, they're not starving. They have, you know, many masks. Yeah, many masks, like many roles, but there's many people around you. Oh, okay. I'm getting all jumpy. All right, Ash. Maybe sometimes you can resonate with it. It's just like, oh, I don't know where to go. I got so many places to be. And yet, Earth Angel, will you be mine? Somebody just adores you. Just adores you. I'm also seeing Oscar the Grouch. I don't know if somebody around you is grouchy, or it could be you. Again, I kind of want to come back to that potential mother, grandmother, auntie feeling, that prominent female. Maybe even you just had a grumpy grandfather. I don't know. But it's almost like a misunderstanding. Or maybe they were grumpy but not to you. Something about that. And also something about gruff. Go now is coming through. Serapis Bay. Peace offering, white buffalo, calf woman. Thank you. Oh, there is 2 here. Meditate and drink more water. Okay, well, I'm going to say the drink more water is validated, as it did come through before about drinking more water. And as well, it could also have something to do with your empathic nature. And I'm seeing that frog again, being on land and water, as you yourself are earthly, not only taking in the nutrients of like maybe mineral water or high frequency water, blessing your water, something like that, but also to allow your empathic nature to flow, trust it, build upon it, this, that, or the other, or even just as a cleansing, because there's a lot of people around you. And perhaps even lightening the load is energetically, not carrying everything for everyone from that emotional, empathic space. And to really, maybe that's part and parcel of, again, teaching them different tools to communicate their feelings so that you're not carrying them around for them. Teach them how to, with you, even if you're learning together, right? And perhaps that is in regards to the simplicity of drink more water and meditation. Maybe that's a space in that teaching that is wise for the wee one, and it's wise for the wise one. And that brings me into the peace offering of the white buffalo, calf woman. The calf being typically younger. Sorry, I'm chilly. Whew. Being chilly, the calf being younger, to the buffalo being more mature. So there's this harmony. It also brings me into this peace that's being brought about in regards to something in that family ancestral thing that's being let go of. It's not yours. That's being closed out, right? That's being closed out, because you're going to have a next chapter, and I feel like it's going to be a little crazy, but it's going to be fun if some things are put in place, or at least started to put in place now, in preparation for this time that's coming. I don't know if it's like teenage years, or the kids are going to leave the nest soon, you know what I mean? But like those fearful thoughts, they can be fearful. But it's like you're already doing what you can to teach them so that they will leave the nest well, or maybe be gentle teenagers versus, you know what I'm saying? I also want to note the difference between a buffalo and a calf is that a buffalo goes into a storm, so it gets on the other side more quickly. So it will face, quote unquote, those fears. And I would put I will do it. face those fears more efficiently to move through the storm and get on the other side of it, behind it, so it's moving on. Where cows run away from the storm, so it's there longer, where the buffalo gets on the other side of it, even though they equally don't enjoy the storm. So perhaps that's something in transmuting fright and fears to say, okay, I don't want to, give my kids this much freedom, or I don't know why it's kid oriented, but that's just the way it's coming through. But this could even be in regards to your own journey, to your own inner child. Especially if something happened when you were a child in this darkness that, I feel like you understand. There's peace being there, and to kind of meet it, but still heed those mother's words of be careful. Surround yourself with whatever is most meaningful to you, and whether maybe there is a stick being handed to you, so I feel like it is a peace offering, but again, it's from nature. I feel that your energy is very earth angel oriented. So earth in itself like hands you sticks, maybe feathers, again with that whole tickling, or pieces of fur, and you will be able to create some sort of talisman if you're working on something spiritually, some sort of growth or contending with a fear, something along that lines, and you can take it with you. You can use this as a tangible talisman when going through your third eye stuff, and to be the buffalo. Right? Be the buffalo, and be the buffalo for your calves that, you can compassionately understand may want to run away from the storm, and you'll understand. And sometimes that is the right thing to do. And other times, you'll meet it head on. And this go now, Serapis Bay, what I'm feeling, it's funny. So when I head into, and I don't mean like it's funny, it's almost like a pointing of it, you can trust that it's time to move on. Okay. I don't know what that means, but I feel like there's a question inside that isn't harboring, but it's more like a contemplation of some sorts, if I may. It's a contemplation, and inevitably you will follow it, and you will follow it because it's lighter. Somebody's helping you light the path. Somebody is helping come to light. Is lighting the path to something that you want to come to life. Some way you want to feel, maybe you want to feel lighter. Painting a new version of yourself, painting a new past. And these creatures that you have around you are very friendly, very, very friendly. Even though they might be misunderstood, they are very, very friendly. Because you've been working away at something. Also, I don't know if somebody drives something. I'm seeing a Zamboni as well. Some sort of... Ooh. I'm going to put those back in because that was a colossal. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Release the dark wound and let love live. I feel like I don't need to say a whole lot to that. It's just like letting the fish go. Power of attraction. Oh, Ashlie. That Zamboni thing is fantastic because I'm seeing it like it's releasing the dark wound and letting it live, like fishing and putting the fish back in. Somebody might be ice fishing or something like that. But in the there's something so therapeutic about watching a Zamboni driver cleanse the ice. There's something so therapeutic about it. And that's what it makes me feel like. Like, you don't need to build a whole new ice rink or take down the old one and destroy it. Maybe a nice little layer of Zamboni style. Oh, Ashlie, I love it. I also see like a bestie you might have, like a best friend, kind of like a fellow kitchen witch or something along that lines. The Wheel of Fortune, things are going to start turning. Just like those ripples, releasing the dark wound and let love live. Christmas feels like a big deal as well, or at least the 25th. I don't know if that's a healing day or time of the year for you in regards to this, somebody who may have passed on by taking their own life. Knight of Cups and Page of Wands. Wheel of Fortune, yeah, there's something new feels like it's around the corner. And I just shifting gears. Any snakes that were kind of wound up in a cog in your wheel, they're being released and they'll actually start working for you. But still be careful. You are an earth angel, and that does attract particular energies and entities. So stay aware. But that's why, like, I'm seeing that talisman or something, like nature will give you the things or present you with presents for you to make something and do something to protect, like dream catchers or hanging things from trees. It's almost like they look like decorations, but they mean something. You know what I mean? Like I could see like a flower pot with some sticks and feathers and some foliage and some ferns, whatever the case may be. And it looks just like, oh, there's, this thing on a porch. But it means something. It's some sort of protection. It's some sort of understanding with the earth. Meditation, drink more water. Meditation, drink more water. Meditation, root to root. Allow the mother energy, whether this is, a mother in spirit or female, Mother Earth, like root to root. Allow your entire weight to be, even if you're laying down, to be rested upon, to be cradled by that very grounding energy, and for your mind to soothe itself. But I like seeing this cradle of Mother Earth, and then drink more water, the fluidity and flushing. And I'm seeing that slingshot again. And then it becomes fun, right? Like it becomes like water balloons. And you're like, oh, this is great fun. And whatever sort of partnership that was spoken of before, I believe I saw it. If it'll pop through, yep, there it is again. Very celebratory. I feel very happy about it. Love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I don't know how else to say that. But it feels well. It feels really, really well, like up here. Okay. Ashlie, I have thoroughly enjoyed wandering through. Oh, I'm seeing, what is that? It's some sort of Muppet, but it's just like giving you a great big hug. Like, come here and give me a great big hug. There's like really, really long arms. I can't remember. It's not Elmo, but he is blue. Anyway, just wants to give you a great, great, great big hug. And he's also meditating with you. So you might have like an emotional, or maybe you can relate with as well, like if you are very empathic in nature, like poltergeist kind of style. So if you feel like there's some sort of energy entity around you, could be in that darkness I was speaking of. I never really know. Getting a hold of the slingshot of emotions and sharing high frequencies can help get a hold of that like kind of poltergeist feel. There might be something in your home, and that's cleansing the home. Again, the earth may help you with that, is foraging for your own high frequency items, burning not only sage, but I feel like you have things on the land that can be captured, honored, and burned, like I don't know, like I'm seeing like evergreen trees or different kind of trees, and you can like make your own bundle of something. if there is some sort of energy or entity in your home, and to help dispel this. And if you are earthly and empathic, it's attracted to you. And I guess when like the slingshot kind of works against you is how I'm feeling it. But getting a hold of that and, like declaring your harmony of your space, because there's so many people around you. I feel like a lot of things can also come in. So maybe just because of your presence, being, be a holistic housekeeper every so often, and maybe teaching them also how to do that. Everyone grab a smudge stick or whatever the case may be. It doesn't have to be that in any particular culture, whatever resonates. I also feel like you have the understanding you can make your own. Grabbing salt. Somebody go and salt the entrances. We're going to wash the windows with vinegar or holy water. And somebody else do a fire outside so we can release, have fire ceremony when we're done. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like a family affair. And this is in regards to just being conscious of the added energy, because of your union is powerful and it's full of love, but can also attract other things. But there is something else about the house, just moving it about. Okay, now I'm going to leave it there. Sorry if I went off and I took up way too much of your time. Thank you so much, Ashlie, for being my muse. I hope this resonated, or you will thoroughly enjoy scrying, seeing your own shapes or symbols that will stand out to you for your own story. All right, thanks so much.